something happened over there. 비대어든지 trees. Whoa.
How many mysterious, surprising, or shocking things have happened there? Hang on, as we will explore all the unbelievable things captured in Russia one by one. Meteor hit Russia. A flash of bright light streaked across the sky with a drastic sound of explosion. A blast smashed the windows and the walls of buildings across the city. Citizens panicked and thought a war had broken out. Many people were injured from the broken glass of blown-out windows and walls. This was actually an undetected meteor with an estimated size of 20 meters that approached the Earth, and its airburst produced extensive ground damage over an irregular elliptical area around 100 meters wide. After the meteor exploded, local residents found meteorite fragments in snowdrifts. This superbolide was extremely powerful. It was the most powerful explosion caused by a meteor since the Tunguska event that flattened the spare-populated part of Siberia. Chelyabinsk meteor recovered. Large and small bodies from space strike Earth's atmosphere continuously. Authorities and researchers in Russia were badly shocked after the meteor event took place in February 2013. Although scientists collected 53 samples from around the hole on the same day, there was still much to be discovered. On October 16th, divers of Russia made a remarkable history when they discovered the largest chunk of meteorite laying 65 feet underwater. This enormous rock was estimated to be weighing over half a ton when dragged from the bottom. This piece was believed to be the largest space rock to hit the Earth. Giant, hairy sea monster. What is something that has no visible eyes, no defined head, and no apparent bone structure? If you guessed it right, hats off to you, because this giant monster is still unidentified. More than 3 times the size of a man, the smelly, heavyweight carcass puzzled locals who discovered a strange-looking creature washed up on the shore, having a dirty chalk color and a long tail and tentacle, and no definite head or eyes. People believed that it could be the remnants of an extinct woolly mammoth, perhaps released from undersea permafrost, while some suggested that it might be an octopus or a dead globster. Yet the fur and tubes of this monster don't seem to fit with this description, as some marine biologists rejected the globster theory. They believed it to be part of a decaying sea mammal. Doorway to Underworld. It's no secret that the ice is melting. Huge holes are appearing out of nowhere, and now it's making some remarkable discoveries. And one of them is the doorway to the underworld. The most interesting and shocking fact about this crater is that it is alive. What do we mean by that? Well, this crater is growing so rapidly that it is uncovering the huge buried forest and frozen animal carcasses. This crater is the largest of its kind and is believed to be the second oldest too, which is thawing at an alarming rate. The land is collapsing and the ground is heating. This 282-meter deep and 0.6-mile-long mega slump has fascinated scientists, as it is helpful in unlocking the secrets of climate change. Woolly mammoth remains. Do you remember Manfred, the woolly mammoth from the Ice Age series? I sure do. Well, explorers in Siberia have brought that fantasy to realism by uncovering the remains of an old mammoth. Let us start with a good old once upon a time in Siberia, when instead of forest and scraggy tundra, the region was blanketed in lush grasslands and herds of woolly mammoths roamed the open plains. Now, Siberia is a massive graveyard, hiding the remains of thousands of individual animals lying buried in the permafrost. One of those prehistoric animals was revealed when a team of researchers discovered bones of a 23,000-year-old woolly mammoth in the shallow waters. Most surprising was the 99-pound tusk. Well, scientists believed that the thawing icebergs can unearth more prehistoric brutes like this. Locust attack. If this doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. The nightmare of each farmer and the worst enemy of crops, locusts. People in Russia were baffled when they were attacked by hundreds of thousands of deadly insects flying all over the city. Swarms of locusts covered the sky as they descended the farmlands in southern Russia and devoured crops and fields. People used net and other methods to capture and kill the pests, but that destructive army of invaders was impossible to control, who destroyed everything that came in their path. Although the agricultural authorities had already sprayed the insecticides, a vast area of land was affected by the bug bombardment. Massive smoke rings. Now this one will make you scratch your head. People in Russia were stupefied after watching a glimpse of something that was out of the ordinary. It appeared to be dark as a ring-like formation, growing in size, making its way through the clouds. This creepy smoke ring, witnessed at various places, drew a number of fearful theories, as that could be a sign forecasting the end of the world. It raised many questions for the authorities, as people believed that rings in the sky were related to extraterrestrial activities. Yet the UFO experts debunked this theory by explaining that it could be due to the smoke vortices, or it might be produced by a blast through a smokestack. Frozen mammoth mummy. Meet Yuka, the 39,000-year-old perfectly preserved mammoth mummy. Local Siberian tusk hunters discovered the carcass of this mammoth in 2010, who turned it over to the team of scientists for the necessary assessments. Although the body was frozen for millennia, the team was able to extract flowing blood from it. The broken leg and other injuries of this 6 to 11-year-old mummy evidenced a violent life-or-death struggle between it and some other predator, while the well-preserved tissue suggested that it might have fallen into the water or bogged into a swamp and could not free itself and died. Further examinations astonished the researchers as it had an unusually well-preserved brain structure and tongue tissue similar to modern-day elephants. Frozen lion cub. Hakuna Matata! This incredible discovery will definitely click your mind with this Swahili phrase. Yes, a lion cub! A 28,000-year-old lion cub was found in Siberia and was given an ancient name, Yuan. It is said that this cub's well-preserved body can help scientists revive it by using its DNA. The little cub was probably caught in a landslide that buried it alive and preserved its body for so many years. The cub was thought to be 2 to 3 weeks old when the accident happened, but after long testing, scientists discovered that its belly was completely empty, which means that it could not have been older than a day or two. Oh, makes you tear up a little bit, doesn't it? Bronze Age couple. In 2017, archaeologists discovered the remains of a man and woman embracing each other. So cute! Truly a tale as old as time. Till death, they did not part. But seriously, this is so adorable because this couple is believed to be from the Bronze Age, about 4,800 to 4,300 years ago. The other crazy thing about this burial is the skeleton of a baby. This kind of family burial was really unusual, where the woman lay in front of the man in a subordinate position, and the child behind the woman's back. Besides this, anthropologists were shocked to explore that face of one skull was fractured, and the brain was replaced with burning coal, as there were obvious traces of heating inside the skull, hinting at some ritual burial. Meet Jell-O! Alright, I'm sure this one will make you hate all kinds of jellies. The Kolodets, a pork aspic that means meat chunks in a jelly. Ugh, that seems really weird. The process of making kolodets is truly creepy, as hog's feet are boiled for a long time to get the colorless, thick soup. Pork soup? Yeah, but that's not all. After the soup is prepared, meat chunks and other desirable veggies or seafood are added into it. This gelatinous soup is then allowed to cool to get a thick flavored jelly. Well, in Russia, this crazy cuisine is considered to be a delicacy, and people love to enjoy it.
Eat the meat jello, eat the meat jello, eat the meat jello.
Except for this person. Carry on, guy. Come on, you can do it. Blood candy. Thinking of the meat jello still? Well, let me introduce you to another strange candy. Well, okay, maybe not a candy. I guess better to call it a nutrition supplement.
Except I know that there's blood in it.
Alright, there it is. It actually says here it's a food supplement.
In Soviet-era Russia, candy wasn't made for pleasure. It was a functional food. Hematogen, a sweet supplement developed to treat anemia that affects nearly half a quarter of humans, but it is especially prevalent in children. Other than that, this candy also targeted malnutrition and fatigue. So you might be thinking, what's so strange about this? Well, besides milk, sugar, and vanilla essence, it contains cow's blood.
And 5% of black albumin. Technically, that is cow blood.
Freaky! The company might be owned by a vampire, but no worries, pals, as the cow's blood is not used in its raw form, but it is processed to obtain the albumin, which is then used in its making. Russian spy whale. Do you remember James Bond? You know, the most famous spy ever? Well, let me show you a real-life spy that spies underwater. A beluga whale. Some fishermen were shocked when they saw a beluga whale seeking help. They were surprised to find a harness wrapped tightly around the whale's body. A fisherman put on a survival suit and jumped into the icy water, freed the whale, and retrieved the harness. The later investigation confirmed that this harness belonged to Russia, as it was bearing a hidden camera and a clip with some Russian inscriptions. The fact that this mysterious spy belonged to Russia cannot be denied, as Russia has a history of training marine animals for military tasks and research programs. Starling murmurations. Can you guys guess this large black eerie cloud moving in the sky? Wait, it's not a locust or mosquito invasion, but this dazzling and hypnotic display of nature is from Russia, where thousands of starlings put on a spectacular aerial display by their swoops, pivots, and dives, and formed dark-shaped, shifting clouds. According to ornithologists, this synchronized movement helps the birds find food and creates a defense mechanism against birds of prey, which usually try to hunt individual birds and rarely attack big flocks. The displays not only help with protection from predators, but offer warmth during cold nights. Russian superstitions. If a black cat crossed your path, it means it was going somewhere. Not every passing cat can bring you bad luck, and it really seems strange when people talk about such superstitions. But Russians tend to have many superstitions and traditions, and they strongly believe in good and bad luck. One of the most common traditions is a blossom with 5 or more petals can bring fortune, and eating it will bless you with your wish.
This should make all my wishes come true, if I eat it.
Russians also find it lucky to touch the god dog's nose, and to ensure a safe trip, they always sit on their bags quietly for a few moments before leaving. And if someone steps on your toes accidentally, you should quickly return to avoid lifetime arguments. Russian banya culture. Would you pay good money to be cooked in a steam pot and whacked with branches? Well, this one gave me some sinister vibes, as if a witch's cauldron preparing some Homo sapien soup. But nothing to worry about, guys. It is actually a Russian banya, a type of steam sauna that is usually heated on a wood stove. An old tradition that has existed in Russia for centuries, steam bathing is considered to be good for relaxation and health, as well as a good way to spend time with friends, family, or even colleagues. It is still very popular in Russia, with advanced steam rooms and pots of cold water, followed by leafy branch massages. So if you're feeling stressed and want to relax, you must visit the Russian banya. Sea angel. Spotting an angel or a fairy in the sky seems like imagination, as many of us don't believe in fairies or angels. But what if we show you an angel swimming in the sea? It seems so satisfying. But can you guess what it actually is? This stunning video of a rare alien-like creature was captured by some divers during a sea expedition, who were mesmerized to spot a sea angel, which was actually a Cleone limachina, gracefully gliding around the dark ocean as the ice glows under the rays of the sun. The way it moves its wings was truly satisfying, and similar to the flapping of butterfly wings. Researchers have been researching and studying the sea angel life cycles, yet there is much to still explore about it. Flying girl. Have you ever wondered whether your dog is able to sense the spirits? After all, canines have extraordinary senses that are much sharper than humans. A man in Russia was walking in the woods with his pet, when suddenly, his dog started barking and running in a specific direction. Following his pet in the same direction, what he saw was really terrifying. The man was thunderstruck to see a flying girl, and her mother standing beside her was quite satisfied with her daughter's flight, as if the girl was an expert at floating in the air. But as the lady realized a man was filming her, she hurriedly escaped with her daughter, yet the man was not brave enough to follow the mother-daughter duo. This potato-quality image hit the internet, in which a creepy man could be seen climbing the tree in an eerie manner. It looks like this image is taken from the deep Amazon forest, and this indigenous man is believed to be the last remaining member of an isolated tribe in the Brazilian Amazon, and is known as the Man of the Hole. Light pillars in Russia. Whoa! Is this a live light show, or did any meteor hit the city again?
So these are light pillars? So crazy. So cool. We're in Winstead right now. It's
Local residents of Russia recorded videos of the spectacular natural phenomenon. At the beginning of December in Tyumen, dozens of vertical, bright, multicolored beams lit up the sky of Russia right before the night, and were visible for several minutes, prompting many residents to rush outside to enjoy the sight. It is not an unusual phenomenon, as these beams are formed from the reflection of ice flakes suspended in the air, so that during their appearance, the light particles are not exactly where they appear, but are a reflection of the original source of the photons, which can be the moon, the sun, or public lighting. Tiger and goat friendship. A hunter's friendship with its prey. Seems really strange, and could only be seen in cartoons and animated movies. But this unusual friendship from Russia will surely melt your heart, where a billy goat was living with a giant tiger without being harmed. The miraculous story began when Timur the goat was sent to the safari park as live prey for Amur the tiger. But the tiger did not touch the goat when it entered the enclosure. Timur and Amur slept in the same enclosure, ate, and played together. The tiger attempted to teach the goat how to catch prey, and they also playfully headbutted and chased each other. The two quickly became inseparable. The unlikely friendship is nothing short of a miracle and a sign from above for people to be kinder to each other. Thank you very much for watching the video.